Good morning, everybody. Hello. Thanks for being here. If you're waiting, I appreciate it. Get the Nasdaq up. Just looking at the charts, taking a look-sees at some stuff. Already drew a couple trend lines. You can see here on the 5-minute, 1-minute, 500 volume, clearly in a little bit of an uptrend since 7 a.m. It looks like. We had PPI come out, PPI Producer Price Index. Yesterday we had CPI come out, Consumer Price Index, which was an inflation gauge if prices on consumer goods were rising. And the PPI is a Producer Price Index if the prices on producer goods are rising. And it actually went down. Went down from previous. We can see here on this economic calendar, producer price index actually dropped from previous. It was 7.7, 7.3, printed green because it beat consensus, quote unquote, beat it. It was more than the consensus was, but still declined from what it was previously. So a little bit of a respite for stocks, perhaps, on a little bit of good news, but we'll see what the markets want to do. We're seeing a positive reaction from it, but like I said before, the positive reaction really started at 7. I wonder if that number got leaked or something. I don't know. I don't know. Do they do that in stocks? Probably. Who knows? But you can see here, right at 7 o'clock, we can see, price moved up. No, I mean, nothing like what happened yesterday, of course, on CPI, but it's moving up a little bit. It certainly has room to move up after yesterday. So looking a little bullish at the moment, but overall still in a bearish downtrend. So we can look at, start with some higher time frames. Let's take a look at the chat real quick. Hey, Peter, good morning. Hey, it's Dave. What's up, Design? Good morning, STR, man from Brazil. Matt Davies, what's up? What's up, Major Dave? Good morning, guys. Thanks for being here early at the beginning of this thing. We can just start with some higher time frames. Let me pull up this pen and we can take a look at what we got going on over here. My pen is always slow to load. I should have it loaded, ready to go when I'm doing this, but it's always like the last thing I get going. Bearish channel since January. Since January, the whole year, we've been in a downtrend. Geez, it's already September. Had a little bit of a breakout over here. Failed, came down. Trend line still appears valid. Touches on it, touch yesterday on it. So I would say this is a valid trend line. We also have this down channel support down here. It's very far ways away. I don't know if this will come into play or not. Could be a little bit of a it could be this breakout here. I'm not going to say we wouldn't move back up. It seems like if it was going to come back down and touch this channel, it is absolutely hard for me to believe that it would come down to 9,500 anytime sooner. You're like 9,000. That seems just out of reach, but I've heard of stranger things, I guess, in life. 200 SMA on the 200 SMA on the weekly chart. We can see here historically, held support even during COVID. That's where we crashed down to. We came over pretty close to it over here. That's one of the reasons why I thought this breakout of this trend line might be valid, but we're coming back through it. Anyways, 200 SMA on the weekly down here at 11,200. We're not getting there today, obviously, but something to keep in mind in the weeks to come. Monthly chart. One thing that I talked about last week was monthly candle for August. Look at this thing. I mean, that is such a bearish candle. It's hard to think that we would move up and even consider all-time highs anytime soon. So, it's making a rotation down. The markets are cyclical, and inflation is a fundamental reason to send it down after this massive run up after COVID. So, we're making a move down. Hold on to your cash. There'll be an opportunity to get back into stocks soon enough. But for today, let's look at what we got going on. Just looked at that big down channel here. I'll blow it up again on the daily chart. We can see this big down channel we're in. Massive support, I would say, down here to 12,000 psych level, and also we've got touch over here on it. Right here, I think if we got through that, then we would want to open up 11,800. I think that's doable for this week. Today's Wednesday. we may see a bit of a retracement up here, and then we fall down again. We'll see. I don't know if PPI is going to be the saving grace of this thing this week. I need to see. I think there's something else coming out this week. Yeah, we've got initial jobless claims coming out tomorrow. Initial jobless claims coming out tomorrow. Retail sales coming out tomorrow. And nothing on Friday. So, those aren't going to be as important as something like NFP or CPI at this point, but still, that could buoy it a little bit, help it a little bit here. But yeah, we did have a little bit of gap up on the open last night. Nothing significant, I would say, but I would suspect there's going to be some sort of push down on this at some point. It may not be today, but at some point. Again, big area support down here, 12,000. We can see that touch over here at the bottom of the band of the 4-hour. These 4-hour pullbacks have been, these 4-hour retracements have been really profitable. I've talked about them quite a bit. There's one over here, massive one over here. When price breaks these, they typically crash. I do not see one setting up here. We have more of a horizontal level of support at this point. Still, if that broke, I think that would be significant, and I think you probably get this drop down to 12,000. So it's 80 points in there. So it's nothing to ignore. I think that would be a pocket that could be picked up relatively easily right here. So the break of yesterday's low at 12,080 down to 12,000, something like that, with the expectation that we'd probably break through that and maybe move down another leg down to the bottom of the band here on the daily, which I'll just, it's probably gonna be down there 11,800. So I don't know if we'll get down here today, but I could see price moving pretty quickly through this and then maybe spiking through and moving back up. You don't want to. I suspect we may break that low and then it'll trap some bears and then pop back up and it'd get pretty choppy. But I think that pocket from 12,080 down to 12,000 would be pretty smooth sailing. Yep, 4-hour. Just looked at that. So we can move over now to an hourly. See if we see anything setting up on this. So that pocket that I just looked at, I don't know. The bottom of the band is down here at 1266. Ooh, I don't know. Actually, now I'm thinking twice about that trade because I think the bottom of the band here on the hourly will provide some support. So, it might spike through 80, come down, hit the band at 64, pop back up, and this band is pinching in. You can see the bands here on the hourly pitching in. It's just showing consolidation, and you can just see that right here. Some people call this like a squeeze. Price squeezes in here, and then you get a breakout one way or the other. So I guess you could try to trade that breakout. You could wait and see what like the 9 o'clock candle closes like. If we close really bearish, below, and the 9 o'clock hourly candle closes strong bearish, you could maybe confirm that bearish bias. But if it came down, pinned, came up, and we closed something like that, I think you would have to switch to bullish. So maybe choppy waters today. I don't know. Possibly. I don't know. One thing that I saw in the 5-minute coming in, we're coming off that area of support. Actually, I think this is probably the area of support that I drew. But no, yesterday's low. Coming off that yesterday's low. I don't really trade double bottoms, but we can see us pushing off yesterday's low. And these are providing nice little opportunities to possibly get in, like something like that. Supporting trend line. You've got a little counter trend line. And when that breaks, you'd expect it then to pop up to probably 90. I don't trade pre-market though, so it's just a rule I have. I've just had so much frustration trading pre-market that I just don't allow myself to do it anymore. It just stinks for me because then it's like there's not that momentum that I like about the Nasdaq, particularly when the market's open. Like if I took this when the market was open, this thing would move really quickly. When the pre-market for me anyway seems like it'll poke through this and then kind of fade back down and then kind of move back up, and it's just slow and it's stressful, and and then if I take a loss on it, then I'm going into the market open red, and I sometimes don't make the best decisions at that point. I get kind of frantic just to get back flat, just to undo and it's never good. I used to also trade the overnight session. Like when I first started trading, first started trading futures, I was like, man, I'm going to trade 24/7 and I'm going to be making dough, making a bunch of cash. And oh man, that sucks. It's just a lot of trading. And the first week I was really I mean, I was doing really well the first week, and then I think the second week I was trying to trade the Tokyo session, the night session, and I just took some losses, and I was down like, I lost like half my profits from the week before. And then I woke up like the next morning at like 4 a.m. being like, I'm going to make it all back before the market opens. And this is when I first started trading futures. I'm going to make it all back before the market opens. And what did I do? I lost everything that I had made the previous week, plus some more. So I was like red. And so when the market opened, I was exhausted. I was tired, tried to make it all back. Just dug my hole even deeper. It was just a shit show. And I've told myself I'm not ever doing that again. My sweet hours to trade are opening 8:30 until about 10 o'clock. So that hour and a half is really where it's at. Sometimes, yesterday I posted a video where I was trading right at 10:30. It was, I don't, the market I felt like was kind of dying down with that choppy volatility after Europe closed. So I posted a video of it if you're interested in seeing it. We're just trading micros on it. Just needed to reduce risk after ending up being red about, I don't know, $300 yesterday, maybe after the live stream. I think I was down 300. So I lost about $450 yesterday in the live stream. I ended up making some of that back. I think I was red $72 at the end of the day yesterday. I took a couple more scalps later on that day. I recorded them and I was going to do another video, but I don't know. I didn't think there was much value in it. And I thought doing 2 trade recap videos in a day was just kind of looking like, hey, look at me. I didn't lose that much today, but there wasn't really much value in it. Trading the micros though, is a lot less stressful, but you see that big move, like that 15, 20 point move or whatever it was, and you're like, yay, and then you look at your P&L and you made like $60. You're like, okay. But still, it's good to practice. It's good to practice it. If the trade doesn't work out, it's not the end of the world. So we can see here, getting through this trend line here, I marked out this area of support at 42. I think if we broke 36, part of me would almost like put a self stop here, like as price broke the 20 SMA with expectation that we would push down here on the open. I think we might still do it. I might do that. I don't know. Market volatility on the open is always a little tricky, but we can see here our prices, trending up, and now we're starting to move sideways. That could be a sign of a reversal, but it's almost too easy. I know you, Nasdaq. I know you're always trying to trick me, your fake outs. But we did break this trend line. It is pre-market though. You can almost even just take this off at this point because pre-market is just a mess to try to trade. I don't know how people trade it. I don't know how people trade the Europe session. Well, actually, that's not true. Sometimes the Europe session provides some really nice opportunities, like particularly on break of structure trades, where we've been trending. Like over here, you've been trending, and then all of a sudden you get that break of structure. We start to move into the upper buy band on the 500 volume, something like that, or even on the 1 minute. Maybe on the 500. Just on this example, the 500 volume, and then we start trending the other way. In hindsight, looking at these trades is always super easy. Looking at this here, you're like, look, we broke structure, and now we're in the buy zone on the Bollingers, and you buy it and you ride it up all the way up here to 78. There's 60 points right there, 68 points for you. It's never going to work out that way. You're going to get in here as this breaks lower. You'll get stopped out like here, probably at 22. But I guess if you bought it, it's 10 points or something. It's a totally different game when the market is moving and you're trying to pick these trades than when it's done and you're going back on your chart. I don't have to tell you this. You guys know this isn't rocket science. But when you're going back on a chart and you're pointing things out, that's fucking easy. And that's a little snake oily, I think, because I think a lot of people make stuff up. Not make stuff up, but it's easy to explain it, and you can kind of BS your way through it. You can explain either way. I can explain either way why it went up or down. Um, but when you're doing it in real time, it's different. We can see this 5-minute trend line here breaking. This looks like a buy. As it pops up, it should shoot up. You can also look down here, cumulative delta, as it's doing that. See that? So a lot of nice buying volume coming through. It looks like a buy, but again, I'm not trading pre-market. I'm not touching it pre-market. I haven't really looked at the chat yet. What's up, George? Hey, Salvatore, Dog of Wall Street. Good morning. Airbank, good morning. What's up, Joe? Hey, Vernon, good to see you again, man. Greg, what's up? So Salvatore had a question. How many contracts would you trade once you get your 25K account funded? So Salvatore, my advice would be on a 25K account. It's not really a 25K account. You just, it's your drawdown is your account size. So it's $1,500 is your account size on that. And you'd want to trade micros, and I would probably only risk $50 max on a trade. So you want to trade micros, risk $50 per trade in order to really hold the thing. I mean, that sounds boring and lame-o, but that's what it is. It's just the reality of it. It's a $1,500 account, not 25K. If it was 25K, you'd have 25K drawdown. Right. So trade it like a $1,500 account, and some people don't risk more than 2% per trade of that account. So that would be $30. I mean, that even seems, it's $30. That doesn't seem like a lot, but if you were trading a mini contract, risking $300 on a mini contract, that would give you something like 60 ticks as a drawdown, or as a stop loss, 60 ticks on a stop loss, and that's quite a bit. I usually use 40 or 50 ticks on a stop loss, so that's totally doable to do on a micro contract. Risk $30, $30 to $50, I would say, on a trade. On a micro, and you can scale in using those micros, which is nice. The design knob says if you're on the wrong side of that move, then you're negative 600 in a hurry too. Yeah. I mean, it's pre-market. You can see how this thing wants to now move up. Like that's a solid trade setup on market open, and even getting at 80, taking it up to 93, I think would be a decent pop on it if it wanted to do that. Market open volatility. There's some dude that's got some bot that trades order flow on market open that looks semi-interesting, but also pretty risky. And of course, they cherry pick their trades, that they show on their webpage or their website or their YouTube channel or whatever, and then they try to sell you the bot. Yeah, Greg, I would agree with that. You want to slowly build your combine account before scaling up. I would, but I mean, if you trade minis, I think scaling in 1 or 2 contracts is okay. You can go a little bit more. I think you can go a little bit more aggressive. Risk 5% on a trade, maybe 6%. I don't know. It's up to you. It's up to you how you want to do it. I mean, I like scaling. I'm getting more into scaling. I do it sometimes. I mean, I've scaled. Obviously I've scaled before. It's not like in my required playbook, but I like scale. I've found, if you look back on my videos, my most profitable trades have been ones that I've scaled in and I've held them. I think maybe if this breaks at 80, you get a pop up on it, but I can also see it coming up, poking through 80, and then crashing down to 62, and then coming back up and just getting chopped up on it. What was I gonna say? Yeah, I mean, I think scaling is a good idea, unless you're scalping. If you're scalping, I wouldn't scale in. If you're scalping, I would just go on 1 or 2 contracts for thingy. for your take profit. Oh yeah, Apex. Who was having problems? Anybody else get that that connection resolved on I'm looking at this range here. A range breakout on the open looks like it might be an interesting setup. You can see it's ranging here. Anybody contact Apex yesterday about all those hassles with orders? I don't want to short it here at 40. I kind of want to short it at 40. I want to buy it at 80. But I think we might get a drop on this. I don't know. I say we're going to get a drop, and then we don't get a drop. I don't know. Got that weird butterfly feeling in my stomach. You know when you're about ready to get in trade and you know it could either be great or just disastrous? This wouldn't be a disaster, but I can see Delta here coming up at this support level, and there you get that pop up now. Yeah. Spike through. Is there any continuation? You see sellers coming in at that? I don't know. The rangy dangy. Ranger danger. That's what I should say. Rangy dangy. False break it on the upside there. And down here. Delta's dropping lower. I think this is going to go. That was very odd. This thing says I sold it up here and I also bought it up here, but price was all the way down here. Maybe it's because I got out of market. What's the spread like on this thing? This thing sucks. You guys see that? I was trying to scalp this break real quick. This thing says I shorted at 50. I was like, fantastic. Great price. And then price was down here at like 35, and I saw my tick value or my point value was like 14. I was like, close out. Let's go. I don't know what that is. Somebody told me I need to clear up my database, maybe. I don't know why that would have anything to do with it. Salvatore, you were having tons of problems yesterday. Do you know what was going on with it? Or did you contact Apex? High volatility. Is that what they said? High volatility? Blake is blaming on high volatility. They don't fucking know. They don't know. There's like high volatility. Something. Getting that move down now. Might be coming down to 92. I'm not seeing Delta dropping that low though. Oh, I got so much stuff up on these screens. Is now moving up, moving on up. Sometimes what was support will now be resistance, possibly. Delta's moving up higher though, a little more aggressively. Well, that short I got into, I'm a little upset about. Although I probably would have got stopped out on this spike up. But that's not true. No, I would have got my take profit. The thing moved. My take profit, I think, was at 10 points. I would have gotten it. That's frustrating. What's going on with this? Too many people passing these evaluations. Apex is the problem. Perhaps. I'm not accusing them of anything. I'm not accusing them. Just saying it's a little fishy. I'm sure there's an explanation for it. Well, There's no vol. I can understand if it was like a minute, within a minute of CPI coming out. Yeah, I can understand that. But the next day at 8:35 or 8:34, whenever I took this trade, you know, seems like, that volatility would have leveled out. George, what did you say? You just got hit, like your stop got hit, or you took profit? Let's get an overnight profile real quick. An interesting thing we can do. We can see yesterday's volume profile over here on the 30-minute chart. And you can see how we're trading. Well, this is when CPI. No, it's not when CPI came out. This is yesterday's profile over here. You can see we're trading at the lower end of that. I don't know. This thing looks choppy. You can see Delta pushing up there now. Might be a buy at 21 to be honest. Oh, I gotcha. Gotcha, George. Gotcha. I would say it looks like a buy at 21 as it breaks that high, but this 5-minute looks way too bearish. For me to want to try to buy it. Massive amount of orders on Bookmap sitting down here at 100. See what it wants to do down here. All these orders, you can see there's order block or whatever. I don't know what this is. A lot of orders down here. So I wonder if there's any more like high, longer term liquidity sitting below it. I don't see any. Sometimes you can see if there was like a big line of like longer term liquidity sitting down here, I would think that price would want to start eating through these orders and make another move down. But I'm not seeing any down there. We see a big buyer coming through here. We see these big buyers, these big green bubbles, buyers. This is just the order book over here, the dome, and this is cumulative volume delta on the session. I have this thing set up so that it'll start generating on the session open, which I think is helpful to see what actually is going on during the most active hours when the big boys are playing. And so this white line is VWAP. VWAP, bebop. I always want to say Hansen's umbop whenever I see VWAP. You guys use VWAP or VWAP? I know you can't tell me how you pronounce it, but I've heard it done both ways. WAP? I say VWAP. Like that's the way it should be. These buyers coming in on it. Delta's moving up. You can see that break at 21, how it popped up. I was going to take that buy, but this 5-minute looks so bearish. See cumulative delta over here making new highs. Looks very bullish right here. I'm getting contradictory views, which usually means I'm just going to sit on my hands and let it throw its little temper tantrum here, and then I'll figure something out when it gets a little. It's like trying to deal with like a screaming toddler. You just let it have its little temper tantrum, and then when it calms down, you go and talk to it rationally. Explain what's going on. You're trying to make some money. You like it to finish the pattern that you see. I want to get Hansen's umbop on here and just start playing it. I'll probably get my live stream taken off because it's copyrighted or something. We can see here, one other thing I like is when price makes a move and then we see whatchamacallit, a point of control come in at that. It's always interesting to me. I feel like then price is determined that it's at some critical area. And we can see a very bearish candle here on the 1 minute. I think if it, you can almost do a counter trend that if it breaks at 38, we break VWAP, it's going to make an explosion to the upside because this should go down. If something doesn't do what it should do, the counter move is going to be explosive. Prison time. Ha, Verinder, nice. We see Delta here pushing up. See how price is trying to push up? I don't know. Again, it's contradictory things coming in. This looks like, if I just had a minute chart up, it looks like it wants to roll. Delta, though, is showing me that move up. So I'm just sitting on my hands. Really nothing for me to do here except let it throw its little temper tantrum. I don't need to make my money right now. I can make my money anytime. I'm on my schedule. That sucks, man. Hey STR, try clearing out your database cache. I think or cache. God, I don't know. Go to, let's see here. Go to Tools in your Control Center, then go to Database Management. So Tools, Database Management, and then go to Reset Database. So Tools, Database Management, Reset Database, and then click Reset. It's gonna wipe out all your trade history and everything. So just know that. But people have been doing that when they've been having problems, and it's helped. Yeah, I would maybe wait to try to take a trade until everything gets sorted out. This just doesn't look good. Bit of a wedge here on the 1 minute. Bit of a wedge. See it. And then I think it's going to pop to, Delta makes it look like it wants to pop to the upside, but we're trading lower. We're below VWAP. We've gone red. Breaking that support here on the wedge. I would just sit on my, which is what I'm doing. Now you're getting that move up. I think a break of VWAP is going to send this thing to the moon. Do not copy my trades. You will lose money. I lose money all the time. Should not copy any of my trades. My one concern about this is this value area low up here. That being said, I don't think this value area, it just started generating 13 minutes ago. It's not mature. It's not developed yet. It's still going. The overnight profile is more mature. Obviously, I think we break VWAP. We're going to take out a lot of shorts, and it should just make a real quick move up. Hopefully, my fills don't absolutely suck, but it's got to get above that. We see Delta moving higher. Struggling a little bit, isn't it? And I might take this off. I'm going to take it off. Maybe I'll put it back on. Back on. Not getting filled on anything. Look at that. I need to take that off. God dang it. Why am I not getting filled on anything? You guys see that? That's BS. That is some BS. BS. This is a sim account. It should fill you. It's not like I'm trying to get a real order filled. That would have been a fantastic trade. Is everybody here using Apex on this thing? At least I've got it live streamed, recorded. Yeah, did you see that thing pop without me? Just that explosion, you know? It should have rolled on this, and when it didn't roll, Delta was not moving down. You know that all these shorts are going to get taken out. Gosh darn it. Gosh darn it. What are you going to do, man? Who am I going to complain to? Now it's done. Hmm. I would hate to even try to enter into a market order on it. Probably get the worst fill of your life. All right, so what's going on with this thing? We're about ready to, looks like a nice move up in the 4 hour here. I got to draw another red line over here on the 4 hour. Coming right up to that. You see how I'm drawing that on the 4 hour, and you see how price is reacting to it up there. STR, yeah, it's Apex. I want to say it's Apex, but I really don't know. Yeah, George. I can't knock it. I can't knock Apex right now because I don't really know what the problem is. But that was pretty BS. That, you know, in my order I think at 51, and it ripped all the way up to 64, and I still wasn't filled by the time I closed it out. Oh, somebody, I don't, did anybody get filled on that? Did anyone else take that trade? 1 minute looks very bearish. Pushing off the 4 hour resistance. Pushing off, very bearish on the 1 minute. Delta's dropping. Looks like we're gonna fall here. I'd be closing out of any longs. However, maybe it pops. I don't know. Oh, I know. Yeah, so I saw Apex sent out something. You got filled on the ES? Dang it. Apex sent out something saying that they were gonna get I don't know, something with Rhythmic, some sort of like dedicated server with Rhythmic or something. But that was painful. That sucked. They knew I was going to pass my evaluation on that. Nope. I'm like, no. It's okay. I don't really care. I mean, I do care, but I'm not going to let it get to me. I'll find another setup. I'm if you watched the channel before, you know I'm a wannabe Buddhist. I have non-attachment to things. I have non-attachment to my P&L, to my evaluation accounts. Don't care. Yeah, Apex doesn't want all these people to pass. They've been selling these things so dang cheap that everybody's using them. You got filled 40 points away. Ah, yeah, life could be. See, that could have been me. You got to appreciate what didn't happen. I could have got a horrible fill on that thing, or it could have been anybody. Oh no, STR removed it. Maybe he didn't get 40 points away. I don't know. 40 points away, yeah. Man, bummer. Now it's just getting nasty. Here's a very nice little counter trend line here. Sometimes on these things, what I like to do is wait to see, you know, if it hits VWAP and then we break this trend line, it may pop up. But the way that this thing's moving, we're also hitting the back end of the 20 SMA on the 1 hour, 20 SMA on the 5 minute. This should be a pretty decent level. I'm scared to even try to put an order in because I'm afraid where I'm gonna get filled on it. And Delta's dropping, so I wouldn't be taking long. What you want to see is this trend line break, and you want to see it break on Delta volume. Now we got Delta moving up a little bit. And you want to be hitting something. You don't want to just be moving. that way. You want it to be some level. The level is VWAP. You can sing that Hanson song if you want. 20 SMA on the 5 minute, 20 SMA on the 1 minute, 20 SMA on the hourly. So these are just big areas of confluence. I'd like to see some sort of low volume node coming in here, and I can kind of see it over here on the 500 volume. You can see that low volume node. So this would be an area of support if we broke that trend line and if Delta came up with it. Bearish candle on the 5 minute, however. Yeah, I'm probably gonna sit on my hands, but probably till after 9. But I'm just pointing some technical stuff out here if anybody's interested in it. Now we're getting that move up. Delta's moving up. Looks like it should be a buy. I'm tempted almost today to go contrarian on it and short 37. But I'm not going to trade anything right now after that. After I saw STR got filled 40 points away, after that, I don't need to trade that badly. Yeah, it's a little too obvious. I agree. I think that if you went contrarian on it and shorted 38, I think you might be a little more profitable. I think that would be a lot less risk because if it breaks this, I think we would fall down to 20. But you can also look. I mean, the 5 minute. But I don't know. Say something, but I don't think it's much worth. Delta's dropping. Let's look at book map. Sellers coming in big, boy. Sellers. See what happens. See if I get filled on this thing or not. It's not filling me. It went through that and didn't fill it. I'm not messing with this thing today. I'm not messing with it right now. I closed out of that because I saw price go through it and I didn't get filled. I'm like, there's no way it's gonna fill me down here like at 23 or something all of a sudden, and then I'm, but it's a limit order. So what you want to do, guys, is you want to do a limit order, sell stop limit. It'll only fill you at 29. Right? If you do a sell stop market at 29, once price gets to 29, it'll fill you just at the best price that it can. So it'll fill you 40 points away or something. So make sure you're always doing a limit order. And the reason I got screwed over on this one over here is because I did a hotkey to exit. As I saw price pop down here, I did my Control Z hotkey, which will get me out of market. And that's why I got such a bad fill on the close on it. Yeah, I think it's time just to not trade this thing right now. Yeah, my limit orders aren't filling because they're getting skipped over. They're just not getting filled, which is odd that it's a sim account and it wouldn't give you filled. I don't know how that works. Someone will need to explain that to me. Someone smarter than me. One of these YouTube hedge fund guys that are selling courses need to explain that to me. Now we're moving up. Apex is exploding. Well, I'll give it a little bit of time. Point of control coming in up here. Yeah, it's Apex. Mother effers. They probably got too many accounts, man. They're just giving these things away at this point. System is overwhelmed. I mean, for $25, $30, you could do one of these things. People are buying like 100, not 100 of them, like 10 of them at a time. Too cheap not to do it. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna I kind of want to clear my data after the live stream. I'm gonna clear out my database. I would recommend anybody else doing that too. just to see if that solves some problems. Again, you go to tools, database management, reset database, and that might solve some problems. We're gonna get this support drops. We move down to 22 on that quick scalp. Oh, dude. Dude. Difficult. See the battle going on. Like bombs being dropped. Explosions. That sucks, man. Sorry, Salvatore. Yeah, it makes you feel like there's a party going on and parties going on next door and you're at home, you know. Everybody else can trade and stuff, but we're stuck here with Apex. Pay for what you get, I guess. Dropping down. I bet we're going to break 30, pop to 24, and then maybe pop back up. I don't have their you STR, man. What I would do is everybody on here should blast them emails. I mean, I'm just another guy. I have no leverage or clout or talk to any of those people. I'm just passing along savings. But I think that if everybody shot them an email or in the comments and said, "Hey, what is going on?" I think there's strength in numbers. They'll give you some generic things saying they're working on it and they're going to have some resolution coming this month and everything's going to be fine in the future. Probably. We're ranging right now. Ranging in this tight range only for the last 8 minutes. Might pop up, but you got value area low up here. Strength in numbers, boys. Let's all send them an email after this. Be like, dude. Maybe I'll send them a clip of my live stream here. Tell them that you got 60 traders that are frustrated, including a bear. I got an angry bear over here. Moving up. Volume. You see that buying volume coming through. Still positive delta. Big green bubbles. You've got big green bubble coming through that value area high. I'm not gonna buy it up here. It's up too high. I'm gonna let it move around a little bit. I'm also gonna go fill up my coffee mug. You guys watch this thing. I'm gonna be right back. I'm just gonna fill up my mug. I'll be back in about 45 seconds. Give me a sec. All right, guys, we're back. Still up too high for me to buy this thing right here. Oh, Greg, this is live. There's like I think a 2 second lag. I have an ultra low latency. I just want to fill up. I just want to get my coffee, filled it up. Had to nuke it. So you know how that tastes. Nuked coffee. I mean, it started brewing at like 5 a.m. It's 4 hours ago. It was like you can have nuke coffee or lukewarm coffee. I'm like, let's just nuke it. Let's do it. Coming down to this trend line. Sometimes if you get kind of lost of what's going on, I talked about this before. If you get lost with kind of what's going on in the market, just open up a 1 minute chart and draw some trend lines. Just draw a support trend line and a resistance trend line with the market open. The market open only. So you can see we've got kind of an up channel, a wonky up channel going on, but an up channel nonetheless. A couple ways you can trade this. You want to get in down here. If you're going to buy it, you don't want to be buying it up here in the middle of the channel or at the top of the channel. You just got to be patient, wait for that pullback. And then you draw that counter trend, baby. You draw that counter trend, wait for that baby to break on cumulative delta volume. You want that delta volume to come through. You're also hoping to hit some other sort of area of confluence. We got the 20 SMA on the 5 minute over here at 56, which comes in pretty close to this trend line. Now this trend line should hold. If it doesn't hold, then we break that trend line. It's coming down to it right now. You see those big sellers coming in right there at that area that we talked about. This should hold, and if it doesn't, we going down. I want that Nelly song. I want Hanson when we come to VWAP. I want Umbop, and then I want the Nelly song, country grammar song, down, down, whatever. Like, I'm not gonna try to sing it. So. It's in my head, but I'm not gonna try to sing it. Don't ask me. And then you expect this to hold, and then we push up to the top of the channel. We're looking at Delta. Delta's not moving lower, so that's positive. That's a bullish sign. I'm having a hard time finding a clear trend line to really trade a break of. Possibly that. Bullish candle on the 1 minute. Maybe it's 76 as a buy. It's quite a ways up. We're breaking that trend line. We see what it wants to do there. I don't know. It's breaking the low of this candle at 54. What I was going to say before is that if this trend line breaks, we close really bearish on it. It could be a sign that we're going to get a move to the downside, but we don't have a lot of value area here on it. We can look at an overnight session profile. Yeah, I don't know. Something just doesn't look quite right about this, but I still may take a buy on this if we break this trend line. This trend line is not the best trend line for sure. I mean, we've got a wick through it over here. But I do like this bullish candle in the 1 minute. I like how we're coming down to this area. 75 and a quarter, maybe. I don't know. Something's just not feeling right about this. It's not as clean as I like it to be. Yeah, I'm going down, down, baby. That's it, George. You got it, George. You sing that to yourself. You can sing it. No, you can sing it out loud. I'm not going to sing it out loud, though. There's no way I'm singing that out loud. Now we're getting that break on volume. Look at what is this? I don't even know how to trade this. I don't even know what that was. I don't know what that was if you saw that on my screen. But that was gnarly. That was ridiculoso. Past the 25K there on that one. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what to say about that. I just didn't even touch anything. I was just like, it's either going to stop me out for a $250 loss or it's going to get my take profit for 250 bucks. which it did. So we passed we passed another 25K there by $40. I got to trade micros for the next, I don't know, 5 days or something. I don't think I'm going to touch this thing again. Yeah, Verinder, that was walking on thin ice there. But yeah, I mean, the trade played out. I could have held it longer, but I didn't need to. And I may have moved my stop. I may have moved my take profit up actually up to 92. But in all honesty, I had no idea how to adjust those orders, because if you saw, I entered in here. I mean, I entered in like at 71 on the break, but I entered in at 72 on the break. Well, it broke and then it pulled back a little bit, and I got on that little tiny pullback. And then it put my take profit right where my price was, right where my entry price was. And I had no idea how to move my take profit or my stop loss for that matter. So I just left it. I just didn't touch it. I was like, it's either going to be $250 loss or it's going to be $250 win. Luckily, I got the win, but I probably would have moved that up to the top of the band here on the 1 minute, 92 or maybe even 89 probably would have been a better one. So I would be exiting now. Yeah, ugh, that's just not a good feeling. I can't trade like that. Hope you guys are having a good day. I hope some of these rhythmic issues. I would definitely, when I get off the live stream today, I'm definitely going to reset my database, and I'll shoot Apex an email. Not that they care what I say. They probably have got a copy and paste reply they're giving to everybody. Guarantee it. They don't care about no bear. And I can't flex my YouTube channel. I'd be like, haha. Silly little bear. Go back to your bear. Look at Bookmap down here. Check it out. So there's some links in the description below, guys. If you're interested, I know we're trashing Apex. There's also another link to Take Profit Trader, which is an interesting prop evaluation firm. You'll get 40% off if you use that coupon code. Take Profit Trader has some interesting, I don't know they're not rules, but features of it. Like you can reset your funded account. They've also got some ones that aren't particularly advantageous to the trader. Like you've got to hold your position longer than a minute at least one trade longer than a minute per day in order for that to count as a trading day. But like their withdrawal rules are more advantageous. You can withdraw anytime at any amount of money above your account threshold, something or other. You got to make like $2,500. Like all these things, you got to make like $2,500 in it. And then anything over 2,500 you can pull out. I think on the 25K one, they only have to make 1,500. So, yeah, I would, a couple of those if you're interested in some evaluation. Those coupon codes are below. I've done both Apex and Take Profit Trader. I usually don't have any issues with Apex. I don't know if this is just market volatility. I know they are trying to get their own rhythmic dedicated server, something or other. So, maybe, I don't know. Maybe they're going to get some VIP privileges with Rhythmic here pretty soon. Who knows? Clearly in an up channel on the day, though. You kind of want to know what the market's doing. Clearly in this up channel. Maybe we come up here, test the top of that channel in a bit. I don't know. But, you can see how the bottom of this channel is just providing that support. Multiple touches down here. Not the cleanest touches, right? But still touches nonetheless. And what you just want to do is wait for a nice bullish candle for this thing to come down to this trend line, form a nice bullish candle like the one we got in over here. We break a counter trend line, you pop, take it up. Those are pretty standard issue day trading patterns that really probably my 10-year-old could find. And that's not to say that they're easy. I think sometimes what we do as day traders, we overcomplicate it. I got a bunch of stuff going on up here on the screen. I could take all this away, and if you just looked at a 1 minute with nothing on it, you'd be like, oh yeah, that's what it's doing. But because we got all this fancy stuff going on, which does help us, it all plays a part to a certain extent in certain trade setups, doing certain things. But at the end of the day, just trading price action and using some order flow stuff like Cumulative Delta, like having Delta down here, some bookmap stuff, all those things kind of coming together help. Like if this thing was falling down here to the support level and I saw Delta dropping, making new lows, I would be like, we're breaking that. We're breaking that support and we're going down. And even up here, I think that if we broke this trend line and we broke 69, we'd probably pop the VWAP, and that would be a trade there. 69 down to VWAP, because we've got room now in the volume profile for it to do that. When it came down here before, I felt like we were too close to value area low, even though this isn't the exactly most mature volume profile. I wouldn't probably short it. I'm sorry, I probably wouldn't short it here because I don't think there's a lot of meat on it. But up here, there's more meat, particularly down to VWAP. So that would be possibly an interesting short. But we're in an up channel. I don't know if you want to counter trend trade it. We're in an up channel on the day, green on the day, positive delta on the day. So I don't know. Just making some observations. I'm not gonna take any more trade. What's the delta indicator called on Ninja? I can't find it. Salvatore, do you have the order flow suite on Ninja? If you have the lifetime license and you have the order flow suite and you just need to come in here and click on indicators, now we're breaking that trend line, getting that pop to VWAP a little bit. Not the full move, but decent. You can see that support level here. I probably would have put my take profit at 52 and maybe getting stopped out up at 76. So that this might have been a loser for me. You can see here though, as you can tell that this is I'm gonna get back to the indicator in a second. You can tell this is a key level for it because look how when price moved up, look how point of control came in right at that point. I'd probably be getting stopped out on it if I was in that short though. Okay, I'm looking at your indicator. So if you come in here, yeah, man, let's get some likes on this thing. Good idea. If you get any value out of this, I'd really appreciate a like. Completely free to do. Helps me out, encourages me to get up every morning, come on here, do the live stream, talk through all this stuff, answer all the questions that I can, completely free. And just, it's just a nice way to kind of give a quick thumbs up. And just, it's totally free, man. All this stuff's free. We've also got a Discord. If you're interested in going to our Discord, we post stuff over there all the time too. And brush your teeth. That's weird. Oh yeah, get up and brush your teeth. That's right. Get up, brush my teeth, put some food in my mouth. Actually, I don't even eat breakfast before I do this. I do like fasting, unintentional fasting. But anyways, okay. So you come to order flow suite. You should have it. It's order flow cumulative delta. Now, if you do not have the lifetime license and you still would like to get the cumulative delta indicator, I got you, man. I got you. I got a video on how you can get free cumulative delta indicator for NinjaTrader. I've got that. Where is it? It's in my channels. Oh no, I got to go to your channel. Hold on, I'm looking it up for you. I got all sorts of free stuff over on the channel. Looking choppy with sellers really coming in here on the book map. You can see that. My eyes are drifting down now on it. Yeah, I usually don't eat anything until about 10 o'clock in the morning, till right after the live stream. Typically in the morning, I'm up with my kids doing stuff with them, getting them ready for school, doing everything. And then as soon as they walk out the door, I've got like 5 minutes to get over here to get on this thing and do the live stream and start trading. Um, somebody asked me why I did the bear indicator yesterday. I'm sure he's not on the stream anymore. Text something. Part of it. Well, I started doing the bear when I first started live streaming because I didn't know what this channel was going to be. It's completely organic. None of my friends know I do this. Nobody knows I do this. 100% organic. And I didn't. You're on the internet. It's weird. For me, and it's not weird, but it's like you start making videos with your face on it, and people start to know who you are, and you just want a little bit of protection. I don't know if protection is the right word, but a little, a veneer there that you see all these orders sitting up here at 85, big sell orders at 85. And so that's when why I first started using the bear. Actually, at first I don't think I used anything. I didn't use anything at first, and then I was like, well, we need a face to it, and then I did the bear. And now I also like the bear because I don't need a buffer. Thanks. And now I like using the bear because I don't need to I can just come over here, get on the live stream. I don't need to set anything up. I don't need any fancy lights in the background. I don't need to comb my hair. I don't need to do anything. I just get on here however I am. And we're just concerned about content and not so much of the aesthetics of it. But so that's also nice. Pushing back down to VWAP. I would say that this up channel now has been invalidated because we've broken through it 3 times. So I'm going to take it off. Trend lines have a shelf life. Trend lines are only valid as long as they're working. If they stop working, then they're not valid. Now it looks like we're going to roll down, particularly as that trend line broke. 5 minutes, very bearish. We are at value area low, however, and VWAP is providing support. Delta is still positive, and we're holding bullish structure on cumulative delta. You can do trend line analysis on cumulative delta just like you do it on charts. So there's not a lot of meat on this. Down to 44 would probably be, your take profit. To be honest, we're coming into a low volume area here. Yeah, privacy soccer natic. Thank you. I've got small kids, man. I got 2 kids, elementary school kids. And I'm not trying to be Ross Cameron or whatever that guy's name is. Give me a second, guys. I got to go answer my door. Somebody just came. Give me 1 second. I'll be back in like 5 minutes. Oh boy, sorry about that, guys. Sorry, thank you for being patient, waiting there. Yeah, we're getting that break to the downside there. Will trade plan A play out? Oops. Is trade plan A playing out? Trade plan A, if you remember, was the break of 80. Did the break of 80? No. Let's see. Hold on a second. I got to get myself reoriented now. Just sat down. Break of 80 down to 12,000. Yeah, that was trade plan A. So we were gonna short the trade plan A coming to pre-market was shorting the lows from yesterday if that broke, and taking it down to 12,000, which we thought was the next significant area of support. One thing I'm seeing though on that is that the band here on the hourly, and I talked about this too. One of my big hesitations was that the lower band on the hourly could provide some support. You want to be careful of a false breakout to the downside. We can see here though, how this range is held. We're kind of waiting for a range breakout, right? So that we're waiting for this range breakout. We've got a range from 12,000 up to 220, which is right inside of the bands, right inside of the bands on this bad boy. So, trade the range here is not probably the best. If we're just trading off this range, in here is not the best place to get it. Of course, the long that I took is not the best place to get it either because it was up too high. The place you want to do is you want to buy down here, sell up here on a range. And if you're waiting for the breakout, wait for the breakout. One thing that we talked about is that we were waiting for possibly a nice bearish candle to close below this on the hourly. I thought maybe we might get it on the 9 o'clock close, but it doesn't seem like we're going to do it. We can look at the 30-minute. Contradicting signals on the 30-minute. Look at this. The 30-minute is going to close in about 30 seconds. 30 minutes going to close in 30 seconds. And we've got, a bullish candle, bullish, and now a bearish candle, bearish, trading within this range down here. And you might want to wait for a breakout. And if it's going to break out, I might consider going down to micros on it because I think it could spike through, then come back up, and you want to be able to endure some drawdown a little bit. PD Legend, where you been? Been talking about that all morning, man. Been talking about that all morning. Yeah, man, it's been an issue. I've got no. It's just funny how you come in because we've been like complaining about it for a solid 40 minutes, and and you come in, you're like, hey, what's going on with this? And we're like, we know, PD Legend, we know what's been going on. We've been complaining about it. It's just stirring up that frustration again. It's not on you. No, man, it's the same. You can go back and watch the replay of this live stream. I tried to get in on a long. I can't remember where it was. Where was that long? the break of VWAP here. VWAP. Bop bop dee dop doo doo dop dee bop. We tried again the break of VWAP here on a long, a buy stop, and it blew right past our entry, came all the way up here. I eventually just closed it out because I was like, it's not getting filled, and I don't want to get filled up here, so I closed it out. Didn't get that one. That stunk. And then on this one over here, my first trade was a very odd one. I got in on a limit, and then I closed out at market. Even though it said I was up like 15 points, when I closed out, it said I was flat. So I don't know. And then on this one over here, I took a long on this little break, this little trend line break here. I took a long on it. I was popping up. We broke the 20 SMA. I took a long. Yeah, I got along here, but it filled me. I don't know what it did. It was weird. I'm not, I mean, I ended up making 250 bucks on it, so I'm not going to complain too much, but yeah, it was all over the place. Yeah, we had a solid bitch fest about it. I'd still be bitching about it. I mean, but I went over and checked Apex. Apex did give me that or sorry, Rhythmic did give me that 250. So, I gotta take a trade on my other account to count as a trading day. Skittish to do that. It's a program called Steam. Steam. Big push up now. Yeah, JoJo. I don't know, man. It's all just bombard them with emails. They don't have a. They don't even have a email address. Oh, they do have. I know their email address. These guys are trying to be sneaky, but I got their. Maybe not. Hmm. This is all I found on this. Who's Patrick? I just posted the support. Soccernatic is asking if I pay my bills. My trading pays some of my bills. I also have another business that I started like 10 years ago, which provides me a lot of passive income. I worked my tail off to start this other business, and I worked on it for a solid 10 years, and uh, and now it's just providing mostly passive income. So I trade. I trade. I really started trading so that I can learn how to invest the money that I made from that better, and more aggressively on my own than what if I paid somebody else. And the key to what I found is when you're trading stocks is to take profit. Find out the levels you want to take profit at. I usually have like a 10% gain that I try to make on each one of my stock trades. And once it gets to that level, I try to make sure that my technical analysis allows me room up to that level. And then I just wait for it to hit it, and then I close it out. I don't hold it for years. I don't hold it for months sometimes. I just hold it till it closes out, and then I reinvest in another opportunity where I think I can make 10% in a relatively short amount of time. So it's way more active than like if I sent it to flipping Fidelity or Vanguard or Morgan Stanley or one of these people. And I do have money in some of those guys. That's longer term that I don't have to worry about. That just does its thing. Right now, it's all. Well, one of the guys isn't doing too bad. The other guy's not doing very good. Who's Patrick? I want to know who Patrick is. I don't know who that's who. Oh, oh, I think I know who that is. I don't. Does he trade futures? I thought he traded stocks or something. If I could give one of these evaluations away, you know what I like to be able to do is give one of these away like as a community raffle thing. You know what I mean? That makes sense. I really don't want two of them. Feels like having two children you have to babysit or something. If I could raffle one away on the channel, I would. I don't know. I don't think they'd let me do that though. So it's like a buy at 61. It pops up, get out, scalp. I'd probably be looking to get out 69, about 7 ticks, 7 points. Not gonna take it though with the way things are. Boom, I'd be getting out right there. Ranging. You can look at that hour range again. Down at the bottom of the range. The hourly. Didn't quite come all the way down though. See it. Boom, 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 boom. Back and forth. Like Pong. Thanks. Hitting dingers. Appreciate it. Let's give this video a like, guys. I only got 30 likes on this bad boy today. Found any value out of this? If you like any of this technical analysis, any of these random comments, I'd really appreciate a like on the video. Encourages me to keep doing this each day for free. Just ranging now, guys. At the top of this range, possibly short up at 200. I mean, one way you can just trade this is just break a structure back down, right? Not that difficult. Draw your trend line. It's an ABCD pattern, two-legged pullback, whatever you want to call it. This, it's complete. You wait for this to break. You could take a third of a position or half a position up here on a bearish candle on the 1 minute, I would say. Your stop's going to be just above it up here, maybe even a little higher up there. You got short here, 20-point stop on a micro. Take a third of a position, wait for this to break, add to it a third, wait for a pullback, add another third, then you're full in. That's it. Done with that trade. I'm not taking it because Apex is giving me crummy feels and I just passed this 25K and I don't need to take another one. Oops. There. So Greg, my brief thoughts on cumulative delta with tick charts. I don't know. I think it's fine. It's probably not what you wanted to hear, but yeah, I like cumulative delta. I don't think it matters what chart you use it on. It's all the same cumulative delta, right? If here's a tick chart over here, the delta on it's the same as over here. There's cumulative volume delta over here on Bookmap. As I explained before, this is a session volume, a cumulative volume delta, so it's been generating since the U.S. market open. This actually looks like a buy right here. Boom, buy it up to 94. Not break structure, bullish candle. You'd be closing out of a short here. I'd be flipping to a long, but I'm not trading this. Thanks, Joe, my man. That's the most I've ever gotten on this thing, man. I appreciate that. It's awesome. Thank you, sir. Gosh, I don't know what to do with that. Such a nice gesture. Thanks. Maybe I can do some money raining. Cumulative volume delta. Yeah, I like it. I like looking at order flow. You know, I like using it around key areas of support and resistance. Like here, we came down to this big area, this trend line right here. And I like to see delta moving up. You know, I like to see buyers stepping up on it. see. Thank you, Joe, my man. You're the man. Gonna buy me some lunch. Heck yeah, not a coffee, some lunch. Make it rain again. How do we get Delta Ninja? Luis, my man. I got a link up here in the chat. I just posted it. Well, I didn't just post it. I posted it a while ago. Here you go, my man. You've either got it, if you've got the lifetime version, lifetime license of NinjaTrader, it's going to be over here in your indicators, and it's going to be in the order flow suite package, which is under order flow cumulative delta. If you don't have that, check out that video that I've got going on right there, and that'll tell you how to get a free version of it with links and everything included. Now we're moving up back up the top of the range, possibly looking to short it at the top of this range as we break this bullish structure to the upside. We can look at Bookmap down here. Bunch of orders sitting up at 225. 100 orders sitting up at 225, which is pretty close to that resistance area. About 5 points away from that, so this is really just going coast to coast on this thing each morning here. Where's my pen? I keep closing my pen. We're just going coast to coast all morning. Market opened where? Over there. Just going back and forth. Trade the pattern, my man. Trade the pattern. Interesting setup here. Let's see if this trend line is going to break. These are, for me, not like the highest probability setups, but they're nice because they give you a very clear stop, right? Your stop has got to be up here or even here. And your take profit could be all the way down here to VWAP. So that's a very nice risk reward ratio, right? Or if you were super ambitious on it, you could try to take it all the way back down to the bottom of the range. So, these are, I would say like 70%. Usually as you break structure, price will start to want to move down. You can even short it right here as it breaks that new low. But the risk reward on it, you only got to be right like a third of the time in order to be profitable on it. Now, if this is a bullish candle in this 1 minute, I'd probably be getting out of it. I don't know. Maybe short it down here at 85, 87, the break of that support. You can see sellers coming on Bookmap. Boom, 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 boom. Seller, seller, seller. Lots of orders up here, more buyers. Orders up here at 10. I think you put your stop. It's a hard one. Do you put it above the support? Or do you put it, you can see all those orders sitting on Bookmap that just got pulled actually. Or do you put it right up here at 13? right above these orders that if it got through these and it's got blue skies up here, you put it right there at 13, but it's a significant level of resistance. This is a good micro trade probably. A lot of selling volume coming in on that. Looks like it wants to roll here. Big sellers coming in. This is Bookmap down here, guys. If you're interested in this, there's a link in the description below for Bookmap as well. Everything that you see in the description, all those links, I use all that stuff. Those are all the products that I use. Replicanto, I use that to copy trades from bunch of buyers coming in there. Big buying volume. I use that to copy trades, mini contracts over to micro contracts on different accounts. Trader evaluations are over there. Bookmaps are down there. It doesn't look like that strong of a move to the downside though. So I don't know. Could also be the time of day. It's 9:50. Breaks this. Is this a pullback or is it a move to the downside? We do see cumulative delta here, just kind of remaining flat. This price is moving down, so that's a little bit of delta divergence. Price is moving down, and you get delta either staying flat or moving up. Typically, price is going to want to go in the direction of delta. So keep that in mind. It's cumulative delta divergence. I might be nervous if I was short. I'd probably be closing out of a short because we broke this trend line. But, we're at the top of this range. I don't know if I'd be going long either. I'm not in a trade, so it's easy for me to say because I'm not in a trade, Oh, here we go. I guess I'm ready to jump off this thing. Moving too slow for me, and I'm not gonna take another trade because Apex has been horrible. I don't know what to do. We passed this other 25K one. I gotta figure out when the other one I passed is gonna get active. I do need to take a trade on that today. I'm probably gonna wait till this afternoon. Hopefully, um, stuff gets figured out in terms of like the order problems with it. I gotta figure out the first day I start trading this. So this is what you can, well, you got to come in over here into R Trader Pro and just try to figure out the 6th. I only got 2 more days. No, more than that. 6 was the first day I started trading this. Just thinking out. 1, 2, 5, 6, 7, 8. I gotta go all the way till Monday. 4 days. This one. Well, trading the one that I guess I passed both of them. Another one. I have more. Oh, it was nice hanging out with you guys. Soccer Natics, send me an email and I'll try to find the link for for the program. Um, I'll try to email it to you. Yeah, it was good hanging out with you guys too. Why do I use 500 volume chart instead of tick charts? I just like 500 volume. I've answered this before. They're very similar, but I think that price on the NQ respects the 500 volume a little bit more. I mean, we can just take an example of this. I mean, it's very much the same. I think you couldn't go wrong with either one. I've got them both up here. But I've got a volume theme, so I just go with the volume, and I've found that it respects it a little bit more. I don't think there's a real clear advantage over one over the other. All right, guys, you guys take it easy. Back again tomorrow, 8:10 a.m. Central Time. Do the whole pre-market show, take some trades. And yeah, I hope your day is going profitable. Hopefully, bombard Apex with some emails about what's going on with their order execution. I hope nobody got burned too bad by it today. We managed to get lucky on it, but I realized that was pretty lucky that we got out on with profit, considering what's happening. Yeah, we'll be back again tomorrow. And I'll see you guys. Then. 8:10 a.m. Central Time. And yeah. All right, guys. Take it easy. Thanks a lot for joining me. I really, really appreciate it. Thanks so much. Bye.